Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. We're excited for this week coming up. Last week was just crazy. Tesla, EV, IWM, the small cap to mid cap market was just going completely insane. I think it's going to just keep going insane. SPY hitting all-time highs, three days in a row. A little bit of a sell-off on Friday, but I'm not too worried about that. But how's everybody's weekend going? I hope everybody's doing great. Starting November hot. If you're in the chat room, we totally made so much money off Nvidia, so congratulations to everybody got on Nvidia was a complete tear last week. It had like a massive 15% day, something completely nuts, and we totally banked out of it. We actually had some swing plays that were up over 2000% on those contracts. But super exciting stuff. If you like this video, make sure you hit a like, subscribe down below. We do these weekly watch list videos every single week. We also put out educational content every week. We do a pre-market live stream, so make sure you tune in for the pre-market live stream every single day. If you're not sure what to trade for today, we show you guys what we're trading for the day. So make sure you subscribe to all the links down below. Trade live with us in our premium chat room. All the links are down below. Just check out the links. Trust me, guys. Click on all the links in the description, and you'll thank me later. I promise you. But I want to talk about right away is this new infrastructure bill that the House is aiming to pass. So it was passed in the House on Friday, and now the only thing it's pretty much left to do is, the bipartisan infrastructure bill passed the Senate 69-30 vote on August 10th. We sent a majority, Anyway, pretty much now it's going to go to Biden. Biden's going to accept the bill, and then, we're pretty much good. What is in this bill? Why is it important for the stock market? What is in this bipartisan infrastructure bill? $110 million to roads, bridges, major projects. We see broadband, $65 billion. Power and grid, $65 billion. All those energy stocks. Wood infrastructure, $55 billion as well. If you go down, electric vehicle charge station, things like charge point, plug, electric vehicles, 7.5 billion, reconnecting communities, 1 billion. So a lot of money going to a lot of stocks that definitely I keep an eye on. And my goal for this video is to show you guys a lot of stocks that I will be keeping an eye on because of the infrastructure bill will be a strong catalyst. And the stock market bases off catalyst. But here you see all the breakdown everything is going to get money thrown to. So now let's talk about IWM. So IWM last week, if you actually, when was it? It was last week that I talked about when we kind of did a little bit of a sell-off on this candle right here. We're on a weekly chart, but on this candle right here, which was last week, I talked about we'll see a bounce on this support, which we bounce right up on it, and then boom, finally we had breakout. This is pretty much consolidating since February of 21. We had this strong consolidation here, up and down. Finally, the IWM, which is the mid to small cap market, that's the S&P 500, top 500 companies. Well, this is the iShares Russell 2000 ETF as mid to smaller caps. That is going to be your NEOs, your charge points, your AMC. All those type of stocks are in this ETF, and that's why they've been doing so hot. We finally had this massive breakout. With the breakout, we expect this to pretty much go even more crazy. That's what I'm expecting. We may see some pullbacks, of course, but a lot of these mid-cap stocks will be on the watch. All those infrastructure bill stocks are on here. And it is a lot of these stocks that I do want to talk about. The first one I'll talk about is ticker symbol NEE, NextEra Energy. So ticker symbol NE, if you traded with us before, we have traded this pretty much this breakout here since it happened. Now, why am I going to this talk about ticker symbol NE? Because we're near that all-time high pretty much level. If you see here, we double bottom here, and now we're just pushing higher. We're on the weekly time frame. Let me zoom in a little bit more in onto the daily time frame. So we have this double top here on this all-time high level. We see we got rejected before, and then we had we sold off. We had this strong double bottom here. Now we're making higher low, pretty much here. So I'm making a higher low, and it has the high and tide look. It's consolidating near the all-time high level. It's bounced here, as you guys can see here. When we had this similar consolidation, we sold off, but here we had a pretty nice bounce, especially on the Friday close. A strong bounce, and I think with the infrastructure bill passing, NE and all these energy stocks that are going to be benefiting from that might have a bit of an overreaction, you could say even, but it has a high potential for this breakout here. So I'll definitely be looking for this breakout above the 86.55 line, pretty much breaking out to this all-time high level, which would be past this 87, reaching the 90 goal that I'll probably be looking at. If you zoom out way before, yep, all-time high level. I just wanted to confirm that it was at the all-time high level. So pretty much, we've been consolidating around this area for months now, trying to break through it, and I think finally this is going to come in this next week or 2 weeks. So definitely be looking at it. For first price targets will be that 90 level that I think you can reach once it breaks that all-time high level. Stop loss, of course, I have here all with this green line, this 85, 84.90, 84.80 level for being our stop loss if you're gonna be entering this trade. I'm looking for some strong momentum on these infrastructure bills. Next up, let's talk about Cisco Systems. So Cisco Systems is stocks I'm actually quite excited about, and you might wonder why. So if we zoom back out to the monthly chart, you can see here that Cisco is actually not breaking their 2000 when you had this massive blow off top. When we talk about the 2000 bubble, the internet bubble has not been able to reach those all-time high levels. So Cisco is going to get a nice boost in benefits because it is going to be getting, if we go back to this bipartisan bill, this broadband $65 billion going to get some of that money trying to get internet out to more rural areas. And you can see from the double bottom here from February 2020 and to November 2020, making higher lows, just pushing higher, breaking this local pretty much all-time high here back in 2019. Trying to push through and getting into this consolidation zone. So you see made new higher low, pushing back up, and I'll be looking for an entry above 60. Above 60, I think you'll have room all the way up to 70. Above 70, you'll definitely have room to break through. So Cisco is really high on my watch list. Something I'm excited about is this is going to be, we're on a monthly chart. So this is going to be a more slower, longer term play, but it will be high on watch as a strong catalyst, the infrastructure bill, another one that, I'm really going to keep my eyes on. Next up, let's talk about ticker symbol CAT, Caterpillar. Of course, we can talk about Caterpillar. Caterpillar is one of those stocks that, the biggest pretty much stocks when it comes down to the infrastructure bill that might benefit the most because it is the largest construction equipment manufacturer. So pretty much every single thing in here is going to need some form of equipment. And who's going to sell it to them? Caterpillar, CAT. Okay, so let's talk about it. He has recently actually had earnings. When we see earnings here on 28th of October, these earnings was a positive earnings based on investors, and we broke out this actual downtrend, and we were being under since June, getting rejected multiple times. Earnings was the catalyst to push it back up. We actually got above right. It's pretty strong here resistance. There was all supports, this 205 level. This 205.88 level, 205 level, pretty much it was a strong support that we had bounced on, fell under it, became resistance. We recently broke out of it, and as we can see here on Friday we closed right on this. So what we're looking at is for a bounce off this 205 level as swing trade into this pretty much first strong resistance levels, which will be 218 to 223. This pretty much blue zone right here. We're talking about resistance, we're going to be usually talking about zones. So looking for a bounce here, stop loss under it. What I really liked about this breakout today, we printed a bit of a retest. If we fix our trend line just a little bit like this, you can see that we pretty much had a retest of this breakout level here, retesting at pretty much 200 support as well. So I'll be looking for, now that has the infrastructure bill being a positive catalyst, a strong bounce on this, as it already had a positive reaction to their earnings, which the standard is earning between by 20. Revenue was a little down, 1.32%. 165 million may sound a lot to us, but it's literally only just 1% down. But the earnings still did quite well, and investors are going to be looking at how much earnings now you can produce in the next upcoming quarters. If there's a lot of money to be put in this construction equipment that CAT will be selling to all of this, all these companies. And like I said, the infrastructure bill still needs Biden to pass, but it's looking like it's gonna get passed. So we'll definitely be something to play ticker symbol CAT over SOL 2. If you go back, actually, we had this consolidation here between right here where we got bought out, right between 186 and 200, which was a previous consolidation back in the 2021. So it was it was a good sell-off. Now breakout with new good earnings and new catalysts can definitely see much higher upside, and this will be another one of the swings I'll be looking at 220, 230 for first profit target. Next up, let's talk about CMCSA. Comcast Corporation, quite similar to when we were talking about Cisco. Comcast, if zoom out a little bit here, and with Comcast, another company that's set to benefit from the new infrastructure bill, the 65 billion in grants to expand networks to rural areas that we were talking about. Chart is looking good, breaking for after. It's trying to break this downtrend here after dipping into this monthly demand zone. If you can see this previous consolidation demand zone dipped into it, got bought out, and it's trying to break this resistance here. Has not. We'll be looking for this breakout here. First profit target is 55, 58. We saw in flow. I saw on Friday on flow, which is a flow algo, which is big orders. I saw 57 calls going for 12.10. And also saw some sold puts in the $40 range. If you see sold puts, it's usually a bullish indicator. Also at earnings, both of those were both positive, 16%. Revenue beat by 1.44%. And it caused this bounce here, right? And, into that bottom of that demand zone that we're talking about. So here I'll be looking for a breakout. Potentially test is 55, maybe a little bit pullback to retest the breakout level, then boom, again past 55 into 58, and who knows, maybe 60 after that is totally in play. So CNCA, Comcast, another company that I'm looking at, just like we're talking about with Cisco. So these are some of the plays I'm looking at for the infrastructure bill. Like I said, I got a lot of these infrastructure plays on watch, because stock market likes to flow into certain sectors. Infrastructure bills might be getting a lot of love. We saw those multi-million car getting a lot of love. We see EVs get a lot of love, and so we gotta always have these plays on watch when there's a big catalyst. Next up, I was going to talk about a couple of those other EV plays. Let's talk about NEO. I got a few lines here going on, but let's start from the monthly. Let's go from the monthly and we work backwards our way into the daily. So NEO is actually a play I've had on the channel about, I think it was like a month ago or 2 months ago. So let's focus. I'm gonna remove these two lines here. Let's focus on this. We had this falling wedge set up here that I pointed out, broke out of it. Here we had both these candles end up in the pattern. So we broke out of it, retested it, and now boom, we're kind of going back up. So it's really this, so that I don't confuse you guys with too many lines. And let's walk into the 1 week chart. The 1 week chart is kind of what I'll be looking at right now. It's setting up a bit of a symmetrical triangle on the weekly chart. Symmetrical triangle usually goes 50-50, but I'm expecting this to go higher. If you're being in the private chat room, we know that we have a December swing on NEO that we kind of picked up on that falling wedge that I was talking about. So it's making a bit of a symmetrical triangle here, looking for this breakout. Can the infrastructure bill be the catalyst for it? NEO has also ER coming up on 11/09, so that's gonna really could be another catalyst potentially in combination with this infrastructure bill to have a break about this symmetrical triangle. If you're not familiar with the symmetrical triangle, can technically go 50-50. I'm expecting an upside move from this, but like I said, can always go 50-50. If we go to our path, usually how you see a symmetrical triangle go boom, breakout, retest of the breakout, and then up. And like I said, you can have it this way, or you can have it the opposite way, which we saw with AMC video we made a while ago. Can have it go either way. Talking about AMC, I'm gonna have AMC on my watch list as well. So I'm wondering, why do you have AMC on your watch list? This is the meme stock, and you guys know I love the meme stock. First of all, we had this double bottom here on 34. Beautiful double bottom, bullish indicator. Should push itself up. We also have this ERs. We have ER on Monday, estimated of negative 0.53, but we don't care about the estimate because big estimate, stock goes down. Falls short of estimate, stock goes up. It's a mess. We don't care about that stuff. But I would like to talk about, and if we go back here, this is the symmetrical triangle I was telling you guys about. But AMC is making massive, pretty much gigantic symmetrical triangle here on the daily. If you bring it back out, drag it out, and boom, it's making this massive symmetrical triangle here on the daily. And coming up on Monday, part of the IWM Russell ETF on Monday has ER, could be potentially finally to break out this massive triangle. Like we talk about, some of the triangles can go 50-50, so we'll have alerts both set on the upside around 44, and on the downside I don't see that massive sell-off happening, but you never know. You never know what could happen. So you could either bounce here and come back down, keep consolidating, and then break out, or because the ER is coming up, this could be finally catalyst to give some of the apes their breakout level, potentially push to 48, 51, 60s. We shall see. But I'll definitely have it on watch. AMC is one of those places you gotta have it on watch. We saw GME do really well last week. We actually had a swing going from, I think it was the second to the third. Yeah, we had some 250 calls that got in the money the next day. That was a great play from the chat room, and we could see something similar from potentially from AMC with some of the catalysts it has coming up. This is all for me. If you guys like more videos like this, if you guys like breakdowns, if you guys want to see more crypto videos, metaverse videos, just let me know in the comments down below. I'm still in New York City traveling. As you guys know, I'm always here. I'm always there. Yeah, follow me on the Small Price Big Gains, Big Gains Club on Instagram if you guys want to keep up with that. And make sure you leave a comment below. Let me know some of the comments talks that you're watching. Maybe I can add them to my watch list. And some of the talks that I showed you. What do you think about them? And what are some plays that you're looking at for next week? And I'll see you guys on the next video.